My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slate's My Model. We're going to be continuing with the Bard, heal less after boss battles is our Ascension level at the moment. Of course, in addition to Elite spawn more often, normally these deadlier Elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier, so ooh, good money, or possibility of sniping out some Elites. There's the possibility of sniping out one Elite, in fact it's pretty likely. In fact, this is definitely going to be the best path, right? One Elite here. There's two Elites over here. I could go for a 3 Elite path, but this one has 2 rests. Early Elite, bunch of question marks. This one only has 1 rest, 2 shops. 2 shops is a little bit overkill. I might not be able to buy something impactful at each of them. I'm gonna go for the money rather than the other option that wasn't money that I forgot immediately. Rather than the Elite snipe. Okay, if I Inspire, Strike, Riposte, then I can get Attack up and Defend. I have to double defend this turn if I want to take no more damage. And we should be set up for lethal. Hey. Huh. I mean, I'm being offered Songbolt at the very start here. Deal 3 damage feet, note you have queued, clear your note queue. Let's try and take Songbolt and try and find solo as well. I don't need that much money with that higher negative impacts. Like here, 12 damage. Gives me lethal next turn. Mate. Strength potion as well as Fairy Fire is a really good way to queue 2 notes. Right? Gimme. Ooh, Glazed Taurus. Gain 1 strength at the end of each of your odd numbers turns. Really good, because turn 1 is odd numbered. Songbolt needs to be upgraded. It's an extra 8 damage maximum for us right now. Although we will be looking for ways to increase the size of our clef. Right, so what we're going to need is the size of the clef, sorry, the size of the note queue. Get that longer bar. Alright, so, or just change the time signature. Let me just rephrase myself multiple different times because I know nothing, frankly, about musical notation. So Conductor's Baton gives us 2 extra. It's a shop relic. There's also 8 for time, which gives us 2 upgrades to 4 extra, which is a uncommon power. So we're going to want to hit shops commonly, right? That's pretty clear to me. $28 is pretty good damage. Okay. So damage medium is 10 damage to all enemies. So I'll strike here, then riposte, giving me the ability to use damage medium. Then I'll defend. Neat. $10. That's exactly 24. Lovely. And we've got even more strength, so... Dang it. I was hoping even more strength would have just immediately translated into ridiculous damage with the Songbolt. Sadly, we didn't have that turn. That's another Songbolt. And queuing rests is fine. They're queued like notes, but do not count as notes for other effects. Never mind. Okay, so locate object. I can't get rid of the rests to trigger Songbolt. That's a shame. I'll take Songbolt again then. Fairy Fire is also a really important upgrade. Regal Pillar, whenever you rest, heal an additional 15 HP. Thanks. I could hug the left here in order to try and go for... Could hug the left in order to try and just go for that shop rather than an upgraded elite. It's not extremely unlikely that I do that instead. Especially because if I find solo, that's ridiculously important to me. None of those. Yeah, I'm going to be skipping the elite. Your next melody is performed twice. Your next 2 melodies are performed twice on the upgrade on Encore. Focused. I mean, Focused is a really good cap piece that then turns Songbolt ridiculous. And it's on sale. It's hard to turn that down. Slimy Hat, raise your maximum hand size by 2. This character doesn't have access to much draw, nor much card generation. So, like, Leoman's Tiny Hut. Is there any other draw? Am I missing something? There's other ways to manipulate cards into your hand, but oftentimes they cost other cards. I'm probably missing something, but there isn't much draw in this character. So the Slimy Hat isn't necessary. That's a shame. Quite like it. So I'll cut this strike, and now I'm just thinking about whether or not I take something like Art of War. If you don't play any attacks in your turn, gain additional energy next turn, because sometimes I won't, right? How often? With the Focus, it's more likely that I don't do it, but even then, if I upgrade the Focus, then I'll just be attacking immediately thereafter. I suspect I don't take the Art of War here. Hold on to my money and try and go for something much better in a later position. Focus needs to be upgraded, and then Fairy Fire. More than happy to get the golden idol. 25% more gold. Reverse gravity. Is that good here? It weakens the enemies rather than making them vulnerable. I could get Pen-Nib and Hand of Greed. Pen-Nib's incredible in this deck because there's like setup attack, setup attack, setup attack, setup attack, use, right? And Pen-Nib, I believe the Pen-Nib double damage stacks multiplicatively rather than additively with Inspiration. So because of that, an inspired Pen-Nib attack will shred enemies. Hand of Greed is just to get more money so I can buy more things, frankly. I mean, we should also have access to that with Golden Idol, but the more money matters because the shops guarantee that you see a power, and, you know, I might not find a 8-4 time or a 4-4 time elsewhere. 6-4 time, 8-4 time. But also, the Conductor's Baton is going to be a shop relic in one of the other stores, right? So I do want to visit every shop. For multiple reasons now. Reverse Gravity is really, really good, though. I underestimated it based on the initial impact being, you know, yeah, it's fine. But I underestimated it severely based on that. I should have looked at it and gone, okay, well, this doesn't just apply 1 week, right? Because if it applies a week this turn and applies a week next turn, it is effectively applying 2 weeks because the week applied this turn lasts until next turn. So it may as well apply 2 week on use. However, they are different applications, so it's better for removing artifacts, that is to say, the thing that prevents debuffs on your enemies. It's better for removing stacks of artifact from your enemies, and it cues the ability to start using another weaken, or, sorry, to use a weaken based on the attack debuff there, right? But the debuff attack at the very end can also cue into damage and AoE. And that's what Reverse Gravity does. Weakness and damage and AoE. And it's got the notes to supplement those as well. It's really good. Not to mention the fact that it is absolutely hilarious to watch affect enemies. I'm definitely taking Pen-Nib. It's just whether I take Reverse Gravity or Hand of Greed here. I have to. It's too funny. Vulnerability needs to apply for an extra turn here. The extra 6 damage on the bounce up and down isn't going to matter as much as this. Oh, speaking of the bounce up and down. Bump. Thump. Ooh, that'll do it. All right, hang on. Let's weaken the enemy to keep you weak for the next turn, because I am about to overwhelm. So 36 damage for each note I have queued. It's pretty good. I can't take reverse gravity. Deck's a bit too heavy if I take the extra reverse gravity here. Although, gosh forbid, I might get Necronomicon next floor. Magnum Opus, however, is a ridiculous setup outside of Focused for another Songbolt. I was thinking about, ooh, but if I took reverse gravity, what if I got Snake-Eye after this? But every time I take a card based on the fact that I think I might get Snake-Eye, I don't get Snake-Eye. So here's Snake-Eye. At the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards, start each combat confused. Doesn't affect Focused. However, Focus still only refunds 1, so it's entirely possible that we use Focused and then can't play a Songbolt afterwards, or can't play even a single attack afterwards. Right? It has a limitation. I don't think it's for this deck. Just because I have the 2 Songbolts and I really want to try and capitalize upon those. Grand Snake-Eye. Gain 1 energy and transform 2 cards at the start of your turn. Transform cards become a random card of any rarity. We can transform these strikes, these defends, inspire, riposte, all of those kinds of things. Garbage to us. I think we take it. Perplexingly large. I have to imagine that there's actually like a limit to the size that a relic is allowed to be as a result of not wanting them to overlap. And that this has had somehow to have to break those rules. But also, I remember back when I played Endless for the first time, back when Endless was literally just introduced into the game, eventually, as you collected more and more relics, for some reason, they started getting displayed backwards and larger. So maybe it is part of the game that a relic can display much larger than the size you'd typically see. Maybe. Alright. Let's see what we can get here. 2 elites. 2 elites maximum on every path. Early shot, does that matter to me? Not really. More rests matters to me than anything else, so up here is more rests. Yeah. Two Songbolts in the same hand does nothing for me, so I may as well transform. So I've got 20 for each. Neat. Double Echo. Defend and reverse gravity prevents the enemy from dealing damage to me. So that's a pretty easy play. I'm probably not always going to transform the right thing, but if I spend a really long period of time at the start of every single fight deciding exactly what I should be transforming, this run is going to take twice as long as a normal run. Lingering Echo. Is that good for anything here? It's good for Fairy Fire. That's about it. So, Salt the Dark True Salt Way. Sorry, Flame the Dark True Salt Way link. Complete strike limits victory, Frosted Wake. So that's not grammatically correct. And thank you to a linguist in the comments who mentioned that Wernicke's aphasia is the aphasia where you will still create grammatically correct sentences that make absolutely no sense. So this isn't grammatically correct, so it's not Wernicke's aphasia. The other one was Broca's aphasia, right? But Broca's aphasia was supposed to be more garbled in terms of words. think we'll probably take none of these, but we do probably want to add some things to the deck to pad it out. Hang on, so if we're transforming 2 cards at the start of each turn, and we always draw a hand of 5, right? So only 40% of our deck needs to be trash in order to not be constantly transforming things, and more than 50% of it is trash. Neat. All right, we don't need to take any of these then. We'll be focusing at the end of the turn. Feast on Fear, gain 6 block if the enemy is vulnerable. Gain 6 temporary HP instead. Can I make the enemy vulnerable? No. Oh, yes, I can. Sorry. So we'll Thunder Wave. I'll take the Strength up. We'll Fairy Fire, so you're vulnerable. I'll defend, and then I'm just gonna Inspiration at the very ends. I also have the ability to gain Artifact if that's needed. Hopefully it's not. Don't need the damage of either of those cards though. Yeah, this is a Inspire Reverse Gravity, I feel. That seems to have done it. And then I'll even throw in a damage medium for good measure. Phantasmal. So Vicious Mockery is a really good way to build up notes for the Songbolt really, really quickly. If I have 2 Songbolts in the same hand, I need things like Vicious Mockery in order to actually get both of them to have any significant effect. So I can straight up just kill an enemy this turn with Fairy Fire Focus Songbolt. It's just I don't want to transform the Magnum Opus at all. I won't need Fairy Fire to do it if I'm killing the backline of target. But no. If I don't have Fairy Fire, I can't actually pull it off, right? Damn it. I think I just need to give up on the other options here. Go for these. Fine. Invisibility. Gain 1 intangible, draw 2 more cards next turn. That's really important. We'll do that. Fairy Fire, Magnum Opus. It's just really important that Magnum Opus continues to grow. All right. 3 inspiration 50. I'm gonna lingering strike. Actually, I'll also attack up. Strike again. No enemies attacking this turn just sets me up pretty well, especially if I happen to get AoE again. Frontline is going down, so I don't need anything else here. Cool. And we're set up for another Songbolt. Fine. Steady Strike, Cutting Words. Apply 1 weak and vulnerable to a random enemy for each debuff you have queued. I can queue another debuff and then I can Cutting Words. Alright, I'll queue this debuff. I'll lingering, Cutting Words, and now Studied Strike is lethal. Interesting, that. Drop this to get the Fruit Juice, and then immediately use the Fruit Juice. Accelerando. Accelerando seems incredible for this deck. Just push to lethal. Because I can hit such high numbers, Accelerando seems exactly what we want. So it's Fairy Fire Focus, Songbolt the backline. See? I'm very glad that the way that I diagnosed Songbolt is exactly how it functioned. Not Songbolt, sorry. The way that I diagnosed the interaction between Songbolt and Focus was as impactful as I was hoping it would be. There we go. That's what I meant to say. So temp HP, and then I do have to make sure that I play Magnum Opus whenever it's available. So once every fight would be nice. Sonata, no. Lingering Performance, no. No. It's alright. Ooh, okay. Reverse Gravity and Fairy Fire in the opening hand is absolutely the best thing we can get here. I am very pleased. I could actually go Studied Strike. Yeah, it's Studied Strike. Although Hideous Laughter second, can't do it first. Oh, actually, I can just do damage small, and that'll hit the one on the left. Then I can do Studied Strike, and then do damage medium. Hey. Magnum Opus, Magnum Opus, Magnum Opus. Celerando might get it to me. Well, Accelerando hasn't, so I'll actually just wait here. Magnum Opus is an extremely necessary play. There we go. Ah, Prismatic Spray, pre-upgraded. Thick of the Fight is actually also really interesting just on this floor, specifically. It's going to be a lot of damage on this floor. Magnum Opus needs to be upgraded so it only costs 1. It's a little bit laborious to play right now. I can't just focus Songbolt is the problem here. Because I don't have setup enough for it. Weakening the enemy is incredibly important. It's going to be reverse gravity, focus, defend. I hate the turn, but it's the most important thing we can do to this enemy is keep them weakened. There's Accelerando. Feast on 5th. The enemy's vulnerable. They aren't. Let's jump for some inspiration here. Get a little bit more inspiration. And now I'll hit the draw as well. Magnum Opus. Great. Songbolt's getting real powerful. Should have done that in the other order. I suspect I would have had lethal had I done so. I need to focus on the pen nib. I'm going to put that at the very start there so that I stop looking at other things first. Hopefully I'm getting damage here. I don't. Not at all. That's really unfortunate. Both of those became a card that is entirely unusable for me this turn. Which is, you know, lame. I can't even do damage large because my bar is not large enough to play Vicious Mockery Inspiring Song Riposte, because the Riposte pushes out the start of the Vicious Mockery and I no longer have access to damage large. There's no access to block in this entire hand, so I'm not going to be able to defend myself. Draw. So draw is buff to buff buff. But I would need to be able to get rid of other things that are queued in between, right? Because I can only get 2 debuffs or a attack then debuff. So I'd need a way to diffuse those. And we just don't have access to that yet. Damn. At least the enemy's weakened, I guess. I'm gonna weaken you again and again. Weaken you again. And then hit block. Oh well. If it's the best I can do, it's the best I can do. I don't get mad at myself for doing the best I can do. Hey! Orichalcum, if you enter turn without block, gain 6 block, as well as... If you have no block queued, gain 7 again. I mean, this is really good. Play that after a Songbolt. Magnum Opus into focused. We could have lethal this turn, depending on what these transform into. That'll do it. Yup. Blink, take 50% less damage for 2 turns. I wonder if that's incredible. I don't have much defense here. I'm gonna take it. I want to know whether it, like... It doesn't say unblocked attack damage, so does it just halve the incoming damage, like, in their intent? Reverence! Yes! Reverence is really important because it gives me the ability to play reverse gravity or Thick of the Fight without having to pay for them. I was very hopeful I would have gotten that this run. And consequently, extremely glad to have done so. Alright, Blink. Show us what you got. Yeah, it does halve that. Neat. Well, we gamble this turn unless we want to play 2 Songbolts. We don't care about playing 2 Songbolts, right? Because the second one wouldn't do anything. 3 skills, 6 skills, sorry, 5 skills, 6, 7, 8, 9. So on the odds, this is going to be a skill. Wasn't. That's fine. That happens. I don't want to play Riposte because I'm already going to be generating block with the Orichalcum. I only take 1 damage this turn, which ain't bad. Ain't half bad. There's the Thick of the Fight that we wanted. Earlier. Awesome. Gotta make sure that I wait until I get to my Magnum Opus. Really? Magnum Opus has to be at the bottom of the deck. Fine, I'll giant focus and defend. Oh, look, he's Magnum Opus. Oh, right. Focus doesn't exhaust. That's wild as hell. Did I just... Didn't I... Huh. Could have sworn I played those. Alright. Magnum Opus. There we go. 40 damage per note queued. Neat. I think we just take the extra reverse gravity here. The fact that we have Reverence just means that we can blow those out. This on retain? Is that important? Not really, no. We'll upgrade both of the reverse gravities. I've also got to remember that if I have a attack in hand that I hate, just use Reverence. Why am I not doing that? Reverse gravity weakens the frontliner and the backliner. I don't know how 50% of damage will work with the blink and reverse gravity at the same time. I suspect I actually don't even keep the Fairy Fire here. Like, it's a huge amount of damage it provides with the reverse gravity, but the other things are also really important. Blink, Magnum Opus. I'm gonna draw now. Inspire, use Reverence to play reverse gravity. And that leaves me with Songbolt. And I'll even Phantasmal Force at the very end of the turn. It's pretty good. Okay. Mantle of Inspiration. Increase all inspiration you gain from cards by 50. We actually have 3 inspiration cards in the entire deck. But increasing the inspiration we get from them doesn't really matter to us, does it? They already give us so much inspiration that they finish fights. Right? So something can be good for your deck, but not necessary. We'll definitely be going for victory here. You could not pay me not to. Yeah, parry's a bit garbage here, but if we gotta do it, gotta do it. Okay, There's no way to apply vulnerability to all enemies right now, right? I'd need a way to just suddenly get rid of a single... Wait, there might be an order that does this, actually. Hang on. So, applying vulnerability to all enemies requires a defend, then a buff in order. Sorry, a defend debuff, right? But my debuff is after an attack, so I would need something to get rid of that attack. What gets rid of an attack at the very end of it, right? Attack up does. However, this queue's 2 and this queue's 1, so I would have 3. How else can I get rid of an attack? Damage large, but unfortunately I don't have the size on the field to do damage large because Thick of the Fight does twice. Actually, no, I'm straight up SOL, right? That was not gonna happen. Alright, that's unfortunate. I guess it's just Thick of the Fight then. I'll weaken across the board as well, though. Do I want to weaken across the board or damage across the board? $15 defense. Weaken will save me 5 damage against that frontliner. 5 damage is important. 4. 4 damage is still important. And block small at the very end of all of that. Okay. Oh, well, this one's obvious, right? Focused, Reverence, Reverse Gravity. Victory! That's not for the previous fight, it's for what we're about to do. As long as I weaken, we're already defended here, right? So, ooh, speaking of weaken and already defended here, damn. Go damage medium in AoE, and then Think of the Fight, and then damage medium for damage in AoE again. Ooh. Set up against the backliner, and yeah, sure, Cutting Words as well. I can weaken a wall again if I want. We drew exactly what I wanted to draw here. I'll get that done. I only just saw the animation for Songbolt. Wild. Wing Boots. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times, as well as the Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. Create a magic weapon in... no, not needed. We already have the ability to apply vulnerability to all enemies. Is that true? Well, we actually only have Fairy Fire doing that. Greater Magic Weapon is actually pretty good. Never mind. I don't want to hop across literally just to go to a rest. Accelerando is pretty important, and then I'll guard point. Actually, I'm going to queue a buff first, then guard point, then go for the draw. Okay, so Greater Magic Weapon. The first attack you play each turn applies 1 vulnerable. Then I'll Thick of the Fight, hitting him in AoE. Couple attacks away from being sad. Do that, and then Reverence Reverse Gravity. I'm feeling pretty safe right now. And knock you down with the damage medium. Neat. Nothing on all of those, thank you. Second Reverse Gravity gets upgraded. That's going to be important for the next fights. Not this one, but the next floor fights. Oh, this is really good. I'm actually going to be able to remove the... remove a lot of debuffs from my enemy here. Do I want to draw right now? Leave that until the next turn? Leave that until the next turn, I think. I don't get to leave that until the next turn. Should I Accelerando as well? Drawing 1 less card next turn. Seems like a bad idea when that's the turn that everything's going to be summoned. I don't want to play anything else because I don't want to get rid of my Inspiration 300. It's really important I play that on top of my AoE. Speaking of my AoE, there's my AoE. Alright. Reverence plays the Reverse Gravity. Weakens the right targets as well. Shouldn't weaken. Alright, Gamble finds attack, 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 skill, 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 skill. Okay, it's more skills than attacks. Well, we got a skill. So we'll weaken the enemy here. Then I'm going to Echo, Echo, right? Echo, Echo, Inspire, follow with Songbolt. I guess Songbolt to the end for comfort. So we do take 6 damage here, but really good output of damage on our part. Blink is going to be really good because the next turn the enemy is actually going to start using serious damage. Let's weaken the enemy again here. Pretty good damage. Especially since I know I have another Reverse Gravity in my deck. Oh, look, there it is. Transform anything that's not aggressive right now. Oh, it's not Lingering Performance. Never mind. Not Lingering Performance, but the Lingering Effigy, Lingering Essence, whatever it's called. The one that lingers the card, leaves it in your hand. That's actually really good for us right now, because then we can naturally play Reverse Gravity and then have Reverse Gravity play itself as well afterwards. That said, do I need it right now when I can do that? Not so much. Mnemonic Vestments. Choose any card in your deck. This is on startup, by the way. Choose any card in your deck and shuffle a copy of that card into your draw pile. It costs 0 until played. Unplayable ethereal. The problem with that is that the only things we'd really want to hit would be the reverse gravities, right? And the reverse gravities already cost 0 if I desperately needed at the time. If an enemy has less than 50% HP, stun up for 1 turn, upgrades to be 70. That's actually a pretty powerful defense. Taking it. Ooh! Spicy. Backtick. Upon pickup, choose any non-boss, non-event relic to obtain. That's definitely going to be more powerful than the other options here. We could take Quantum Egg whenever a card is created during combat, right? It would be created during combat as a result of the transformation action of the Grand Snecko Eye. It is upgraded. Let's have a look. So these are all our options. And you'll note, not character restricted, by the way, so I could take a character's card from anywhere. Hell yeah. So some of the more typically interesting options are Duct Tape. Upon pickup, choose 2 cards and combine them. I can't currently look at my deck. All right, hang on. We need to memory then. Thick of the Fight, reverse gravity, all of those upgraded. Songbolt, both upgraded. Songbolt would be a problem because I believe that one of them would clear my queue and then the other one would have nothing to clear, right? In fact, I'm almost certain that's exactly how that'll work. What's this? Ancient Text. At the start of each combat, draw 1 card. Sorry, draw 1 additional card and then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your draw pile. What? 10-foot pole. Take 50% less damage outside of combat. I don't have the ability to sit here and read literally every one of these. I do apologize for that, but come on. I'm not going to stop an episode so that I can do 30 minutes of reading. Xylophone is really interesting. Upon pickup, choose a 1 or a 0 cost card. The card now costs X, applying its effect X times. That on Magnum Opus. It's so simple. It's that on Magnum Opus. 1000% of the time. As soon as we draw Magnum Opus, we win. I might have to Accelerando for defense here. So the problem with Magnum Opus is just that it's going to be difficult to cast things after it. Look at all of those. So I have Inspiration 250, 275, 300, 325, and 350. Thunderwave is now 64 damage to all enemies, and it is usually 4. But we can use Reverence in order to play cards after. That's why I was thinking that it was lethal. Right, of course. For some reason, I was like, hang on, did I screw up here? No, I did have a plan for what I would do afterwards. Cool. We don't have access to easy draw here. Demoralize Echo. Yikes. This isn't good. Okay, so it's got to be Fairy Fire, Thick of the Fight, right? I can do damage medium. Get that across the board. Is there anything now that I want to do? Not in particular, it doesn't look like. Is there anything useful that I can generate out of the notes here? So we have access to debuffs, defends, and attacks. Only 1 defend, 1 attack. I guess I can weaken all enemies, right? Attack and then attack and then demoralize. And then I don't play the defend here. Yeah, I don't play the defend. Orichalcum defenses for more. That's kind of tragic. Immediately drawing into that burn, not being able to draw into reverse gravity, Magnum Opus, or, you know, blink, defend, etc., etc. Accelerando to draw me to the other ones. I'm just saying, like, right? Again, I'm going to have to try and weaken all enemies here. Weaken all enemies. Get myself some temp HP. We almost managed to full defend that turn, which... wild. I have to keep Link. Lingering Echo, Accelerando. Accelerando again. If it gotta be like this, it gotta be like this. I was really hoping that I was gonna be playing Magnum Opus in that fight. Echo Chamber. At the start of each combat, perform the last melody performed in the previous combat. Wild! That's powerful. That's real powerful. Gamble, I think our deck is not homogenous enough in order to use Gamble effectively, at least. So we'll pass those. Upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. No. I do have the ability to hop from shop to shop, but I don't want to have Normality in my deck. I don't want to have Normality in my deck just because I don't want it to dilute my deck, not because I suspect it will actually impact my turns. Also, we have a lot of money. It's not like we desperately need more. Magnum Opus, Magnum Opus? Ooh, Magnum Opus. Magnum Opus, Magnum Opus. And Reverence. Thump him. Great. Thump him again. It's just gonna be defense we take here, right? We go those so I can get some divine protection. Throw out a riposte. Wait. If divine protection is the last thing that I played here, I will be so happy with that. And in fact, it likely will be. Let's go for the block first, then the attack. That's pretty good. Short range teleporter. When you may skip rooms, entering a room 2 floors away. Has 2 charges. Kill bosses or elite to regain charges. Not gonna be using that at all. Inspiration affects this card 2 times. I mean, it's only fair that I take that. Because that is going to be hilarious. How do I formulate draw, right? I can't do it with this hand. Not in a natural way that I can see right now, at least. Okay, so we managed to sift into reverse gravity, which is incredible. Could have played that naturally myself, but so what? On guard after Reverence. Reverence is so good in this build because it's allowing me to play these cards afterwards. There's a Lingering Echo, but Lingering Echo is only really good if I have it alongside... what, Accelerando right now? Yeah, I don't want to dilute my deck anymore. Frozen Eye and Accelerando is incredible. Take both. Probably going to remove a card as well. Basically anything that's not Magnum Opus. Don't need any of the rest of these, but do I find later shops? Well, I mean, not only do I find later shops, but I can also hop to them if I don't find them. This relic, by the way, is Cunning Disguise. Upon pickup, choose another character. On future card awards, you have 1 or 2 cards to choose from, and it will be from that character. We already have much more power from this character's set than we will have from almost any other character. Let's have a look at our draw pile. Magnum Opus is at the bottom of the deck, so we don't focus on that at all. Can I gain an inspiration here? So it'd be attack, buff. No, that's not going to do it. Attack, defend, buff, buff. Like I can, but I can only gain it after I've used my On Guard. All right. Actually, I'm just going to go with the 11 damage to target twice. What? 14-6. Damn. That's not 11. That's 10. That's 10, baby. That was bad and I'm dumb. All right, hang on. How do I redeem myself for the dumb? I can't? Doesn't look like I can. Not on this board right now. Oh well. That's okay. I do foolish things a lot of the time. I'm gonna take my large inspiration with me though, so that next turn's reverse gravity is real good. I'm fine to burn off one of those inspirations because this is still enough to kill. Yeah. And I'd much prefer just not to take damage if that's at all an option for us. Gonna quickly power word stun ya. Oop, just gonna stun you right here. Accelerando into Magnum Opus. So every time I do that, the Magnum Opus is increasing its effect ridiculously. Increase all inspiration. Now Mantle of Inspiration is ridiculous. I just turned it down multiple times before this, but I've only just realized it has changed its value. I think I want to go to the heart, but I should still be digging in the meantime, right? Yeah. Centennial Puzzle. The first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. Neat. Mantle of Inspiration, you open again. Neat. Accelerando, so I can get 4 deeper than I want. Why is Magnum Opus always at the GD bottom of my deck? Okay, Gamble gets my next card, which is an attack. Oh, look, I got an attack. Wild. We'll do this. If I did that in the other order, I could have gotten a large inspiration there. That's my bad. Yeah, it's really my bad. At the very least, Tiny Hut has a lot of draw right now. Alright, I'll Accelerando, do that. And now Songball for almost lethal. And throw out another card afterwards. Beautiful. Hey! Now here we go. So see how this is 650? Now I play it. It would have played for more, but it incremented twice. So you'll see in here, it's, well, it's not going to say there, but it will be 75. 70, sorry, 700. 75, 70, sorry, 700. Next time. Gremlin Horn, whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. Second on guard. Sure. Whetstone, upon pick up, upgrade to random attacks. Have to take the Sapphire Key. Hello, Transient. All right. So I was told recently in my other series that I should try an achievement where in a single hit I kill the Transient. I know this is not that series, but let's see if we can give it a go here. That's all bad. That was almost a full defense. Oh, look, it's Magnum Opus. Transform these two. Whee! And then on guard? Reverse gravity? Well, I mean, reverse gravity should do it. On guard should have done it, actually. Oh, well. Double Accelerando in this hand? Wild. Okay. Accelerando. Accelerando again. Let's go for the draw. Inspire, Hideous Laughter, hit a giant inspiration, and then Songbolt. That's a dead Transient right there. All right, let's get rid of the Strength Potion. Clearly not necessary, right? The Energy Potion can be ridiculous for us, though. No, I'll have a shop next floor. Okay. So I drew extra cards here because of the draw that I cast last at the previous fight's Echo Chamber. Or from the Echo Chamber because I cast draw in the previous fight. Weakening the enemy here is really important to me, but this is bad. This is bad news right now. I'm gonna get both of the Songbolts out of my hand. Top card of the deck is Defend, sure. I'll take that for free, thank you. So now I defend, take the defense up. Throw out a reverse gravity to weaken the enemy. And then riposte magic weapon, get myself another block. So I almost managed to block all of the incoming damage that turn. That's pretty good if you ask me. Well, this is really unfortunate. At least I get all of my defense. Weaken you. Giant Magnum Opus. Throw out the On Guard exclusively to get the block from it. Shame to have to do that. Power Word Stun's garbage here. I don't want to double damage any of these effects. Primarily because they're trash. Let's take a large Inspire at the very ends. Let's exhaust that out of the deck and wait. Alright, unfortunately we're just not getting attacks on the turns that we really want attacks. Really? You give me Focused and Magnum Opus both on the turns where the Nemesis is still around? That sucks. That sucks big. Again, I'm casting On Guard exclusively for the defense there. Let's get the Vicious Mockery out. Accelerando means Tiny Hut is really good. Better deal all the damage I can this turn. Gamble gets us an attack in the Studied Strike. We can Fairy Fire, apply another vulnerability here. For Studied Strike to have some impact. Let's start with a Reverse Gravity. Allowing us to apply another Weaken twice. Was supposed to be twice, but unfortunately the Sonata actually messed that up for us. Let's go for attack up as well. Gosh, Nemesis fight is real awful for us. Oh, the Centennial Puzzle is hanging around the Bard's neck. Of course. Of course it is. Lingering Echo the defend just so I can play it again. Time to start taking damage. Thank heck we had the ignore thing. That's okay. Managed to pull out lethal eventually. Strange Harp. Whenever an enemy dies, transform any weak or vulnerable it has to a random enemy. Get our Emerald Key. Tiny Hut. Yeah, the draw is actually really important to us right now. If the Gamble was pre-upgraded, we would have taken that just due to the fact that we can see what's on top of our deck, so we know what's effective. I kind of want to hop across and get another upgrade. What do I want to upgrade, though? I don't know if I do want to upgrade. Like, it's on guards if I'm upgrading anything. One of them's already upgraded. Oh, right. Dig for a relic. Bottled Rain. Upon pick up, choose a card. It will always retain. Neat. So we should pop that. So here's a problem that you might not consider, right? Bottled effects. You can't apply 2 bottles to the same card. So the Xylophone counts as a bottle effect for this sake. You'll see that there is no Magnum Opus in here. I can't choose that card. Touch unfortunate. That said, the Accelerando, like, this is effectively a free upgrade on Accelerando. I'm down with that. Or I could wait to stack Focused and something else really high. The thing is, like, because the Heart can only take 300 damage in a single turn, I don't want to stack, like, a really high amount of damage on a single thing. I just want multiple things that deal 300 damage. I know 300 damage is a lot of damage, right? But still. In this circumstance, not necessarily. I'll take an Accelerando upgrade effectively, though. And then I'm going to insert this so that I can instead bottle the other Accelerando. Good work, Ripoller. Now I'm going to take the Reckle. Ooh, Magnum Opus is only a hand and a half away. Okay. So if I can force draw here, that's the most powerful thing that we can do. Can we do that? No, not what's currently in the hand. Ah, I know what I'm doing this turn. Ah, no I don't. Hang on. I did and now I don't. I need to get a buff effect from this. If I don't, then I'll use a power potion to try and generate one. Neat. Alright, we got it. So it's On Guard, Blink, Blink, Large Inspiration, and then I'm going to fire out the On Guard again, getting myself a giant amount of defense. Thank you, Reverence. Reverence is so much of this run. Accelerando, Magnum Opus, and then kill with the, anything. $799 damage to a single target. I'm gonna draw, then Accelerando. Hey! All works out in the end. Love it. Prepare my song. Good score right there. Told y'all the Magnum Opus is ridiculous. Especially with Xylophone. Xylophone can make so many things ridiculous. Things that increment over the course of playing them, like claws. Yeah, less so claws, right? Because they are 0 cost, right? And you kind of want to capitalize upon that in claw deck. But Rampage, Catalyst, gosh forbid you get it on Limit Break. I've had that before. We'll dig yet again. Deck of Holding. Ooh, okay. Right click during combat once, usable once per combat. And retain your hand this turn. Neat. After I've over-damaged the enemy, I'll just retain my hand. Crystal Statue. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Breaks after you take 20 unblocked attack damage. Incredibly important to me. 6-4 time would have been, but it isn't anymore. Dolly's Mirror. Yeah, that's another Magnum Opus in my deck. Hell yes. Yeah, that's just good. Let's bounce. One of the good things about casting Draw at the end of a combat, like I did previously, is that it opens up extra hand size here. Focused is upcoming. So we can get rid of these. Gonna have difficulty making everyone vulnerable here. Not that I think I need to. Just gonna reverse gravity. Or Bane, upgrade your random skills. Yeah. Yeah. Heart Potion is really important, but Gambler's Brew getting us out of a garbage hand into a good hand is really important as well. Heart Potion is actually not as important as that. Am I going to get the extra draw this turn as well? I'm not. Okay. So the Echo does not consider an Echo, a melody that it plays to have been performed in the previous combat. Important. Important to note. Makes sense. 100%. Important to note, though. So, glad to know it. I'm going to allow the enemy to hit me on this turn. So that I can draw the extra cards from the Sentinel Puzzle. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to use just a single debuff here. Magnum Opus is only a hand away. Alright, fine. This is just gonna be a reasonable turn. One of those ones. It's really important I keep the enemy weakened though, especially considering what they're about to do next turn. Okay. What do I want to start? What do I want to start? Probably Inspiration if I can do it. Can't really start an Inspiration with the Flourish. It's honestly probably just attack, and then Damage medium. Let's see what we get from the power potion as well. That'll have to do. And for good measure. Alright, so we get to deal 300 damage this turn. Thankfully, because we have on guard, we're also going to be defending ourselves significantly as well. Magnum Opus for... Neat. I'll throw out this on guard. Absolutely as much damage as they can do there. Let's try that one again. Blink is pretty good here. On guard is some defense though, and I have the ability to inspire small right now. Choose and transform 2 cards at the start of your turn. Ah, damn it. So I can't transform skills. That makes sense though for only the reason statuses. That makes sense though for exclusively the reason that there is no way in the base game to transform statuses. You can transform curses though. I suppose if I had curses in my deck, this would allow me to transform them. I'd hope. Go for the small inspiration here. That actually fully defended me. Okay. The enemy still hasn't actually dealt damage to me. I could stun the enemy with Power Word Stun this turn. And I suspect that's actually the best thing that I can do. Let's Famata first. Go for Accelerando. Straight up stun the enemy for a turn. Hey! I don't want to get rid of Focused. Alright. Big ol' Magnum Opus right there. Oh, it's actually printed on the card as well. X plus 50. Neat. So that's from the Mantle of Inspiration doing that for me. I suspect that will not affect the melodies, but I should try and play a Inspiration melody up just to see. It's a shame to ever transform an Accelerando, but if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. That actually cues the ability to draw again. It's incredible for us. That'll do. Big focus and giant finish. Goodbye, heart. That's a Magnum Opus right there. That is a perfect as well, by the way. It's not going to show in the score because the score has no modifier for perfecting the heart, but self-damage does not count. Wait, hang on. Would self-damage from Beat of Death count? There's no way to know because there's no perfect modifier. I suspect it... Well, it wouldn't count as self-damage because it doesn't trigger Rupture. So as a result, it is damage from the enemy. Never mind. Okay, so it's not a perfect. But to be fair, I wanted to take that damage to trigger the Centennial Puzzle anyway, so I was always going to do it in that fashion. That run might be my Magnum Opus. Come on, like, you know, you had to know, right? I didn't say it at all in the episode. It had to happen at the end. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire Modded. Character is the Bard. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.